low energy ako kasi bagong bakuna. Sinisi yung bakuna. Hello sa inyo lahat. Oy, Sir Ariel, hello sa'yo. Good evening. Hindi ko alam anong oras nagawa. Dapat advance kayo eh. Parang madaling araw dyan, Sir Ariel ah. I hope okay pa rin ah. Maki, hello. Johnson, bro, as always. Masugid na taga-subaybay ko. Watch. As lady. John sa community. Uy, marami-rami na rin. Let's say hi naman. I want to make sure you guys are recognized. Yan o, di ba? Ay! Si Florisa, nandiyan si Leo, di ba? Leo Kenneth. We've got Emma. Tignan natin kung sino pa nandito. Lalo na if you're watching. Make sure I get to greet you guys before we go to the interview. Parang masyado. Hindi ba? Just move back a little bit. Nasa scratch pa. Audio. Direk, okay na? Okay, cool. Hindi ko nag... Anyway, let me know guys kung okay yung audio. Okay. Yeah, test. Okay na? Okay, sino ba nandito? Nawawala-wala daw. Floriza, let me know kung okay na. Hopefully naayos na siya. But yeah, kanina nag-lolo ko yung microphone. Sir Ariel, let me know kung okay na siya. Kung hindi pa rin okay, papalitan ko yung microphone na ginagamit ko, pero hopefully this is working now. Yun. Sa community guys, sa page din, let me know if you guys can hear me. Parang ilan pa lang yung nag-comment dito sa page. Pero we have about 32 people watching. So let me know kung naririnig nyo ako, kung clear, and yan, okay na raw, sabi niya. No? Thank you, Sir Ariel. Okay na yung audio. Nice. Okay. Or maybe I just need to refresh itong page. Wait lang. Then, clear. Ayun. Gumalaw din sila. Hi, Aisa. Anybody else sa page natin? Can you guys type sa page? I just wanna make sure okay siya. Hindi ko alam kung kailangan ko lang i-refresh yung page or talagang walang nagta-type ng comments. So let me know. Kasi sa community medyo marami sila. So marami naman nag-comment. Okay na raw ngayon, sabi ni Leo. Thank you, bro. Si Joey. Hello sa'yo. Good evening, Brian. Hi. Madam Avi is watching. Salamat for joining us. Okay. Scratchy daw kanina. Okay na ngayon. Nice. Thank you. Cool. Right. Well, let me know if you're ready, guys, for tonight's interview. Kung nabasa nyo naman yung teaser natin. Actually, itong guest natin for this evening. Bakit Tio Ron? Di ba Tito lang? Ba't naging Tio na? Parang nag-evolve na yung pangalan ko. No? Si Angela eh. Ayan, clear na raw. Okay. So itong guest natin for this evening, I think we interviewed her sometime in, if I'm not mistaken, April. Okay? We interviewed her in April, and this person is quite special din kasi syempre I actually got to work with her closely last year kasi magkasama kami sa loob ng tribe. We were co-tribelet leaders. And to see how far she's gone sa kanyang chosen expertise is really something na to look forward to. Yung kwento niya. So let me know if you guys are ready, okay, to watch itong interview natin. And of course, you're welcome to ask questions if you have any. So kung meron kayong mga tanong about herself, about her story, what she's currently doing right now, and everything else, and things that you want to learn kung paano niya ni-navigate yung freelancing career niya up to where she is at the moment. Mas clear daw yung face ko ngayon. Sabi ni JR, hindi ko alam, baka may kinalaman sa camera. Pero salamat, JR. Pero I guess we'll bring her out. Okay? Let's all welcome yung guest natin for this evening. Direk, sinong guest natin? Okay, antayin ko si Direk mag-flash. Yun. It's quite simple. She is the productivity queen actually. I don't want to call her productivity coach. She is the productivity queen natin sa loob ng tribe. Miss Celz Alejandro. Hi, Celz.
Hi. Good evening. Hi, Tita Ron.
Good evening. Kamusta ka na?
So nice to actually talk to you again. It's been a while. So excited to be here. So hopefully my story helps some people.
I'm sure. Definitely. Everybody's looking forward to hearing your story. Ako rin, sabi ko nga, I'm especially interested kasi nga we worked together last year sa isa sa mga subjects sa loob. And to be able to see how far you've gone. Hindi ka lang productivity coach. You're a skills master as well kasi you have this course on skills. Tapos ngayon nga the added prestige of being one of first Filipina Notion ambassador.
Yes. First nice. Filipina.
Okay. So let me know guys kung nanonood kayo and you are familiar with Notion. I think a lot of people actually are using Notion for whether it's productivity, managing other things in their life. Ako particularly, I haven't really dived into Notion just yet. Baka after nito, baka ma-convince ako ni Celz na mag-Notion na rin full on. But thank you for gracing us with your presence this evening, Celz. So let's start the interview. Pero before that, I want to make everybody aware na yun nga, all throughout the interview, you guys can ask questions. Okay, pwede kayo magtanong. We'll pick a few that might be appropriate for tonight's episode. Tapos tanong natin kay Celz yung mga gusto nyong malaman. Okay? Anyway, first question, Celz, para sa kaalaman ng karamihan. Okay, I hope this is not offensive. Offensive pa ba magtanong ng edad ngayon ng mga babae? This day and age?
I don't mind. Oh, some people might mind. I don't.
So how old are you na ba, Celz?
20. Nag-count ako. Wait. 26.
26. Okay. And you started freelancing how long ago?
January 2020. So 1 year, 8 months. Parang ganun.
Okay. Yeah. So almost 2 years ngayong darating na January. And was this the first career path mo, or were you actually working as nag-corporate ka ba before or
no, never. Never.
Anong background mo, Celz?
The background is I'm supposed to be a scientist.
Oh, scientist. Okay.
Yeah, so scientist, specifically like food science. Not sure if you guys are familiar with that, but
okay.
Food science.
Hindi ba yan parehas sa hindi to parehas sa mga nutritionist or hindi?
It's different. Sa college namin, same department, but very big difference.
So anong ginagawa ng food scientist?
The best way I can explain it is parang chemical engineering pero specific sa food. So lahat ng things that you see in the grocery stores, canned goods, even rice, there's some application of food science into that. So really interesting career path sana.
Nice. And why did you decide? So natapos ka with that course in college?
Yes.
And why did you decide to finorgo mo ba talaga completely? Hindi ka na pumasok doon after graduating?
Yes, it was more of a personal, I would say, gut feeling, which is kind of the theme of my freelancing career, is just gut. Actually, more specifically, I like to say it's really like God talaga na really felt like, okay, I knew I didn't want to go into corporate. I did an OJT. People were nice, but it just did not feel like it was for me. And it's the same after college, and you'll see later.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people feel that way, no? Ako, I never finished college. So from the get-go, right after high school, just, parang being in a formal educational setting just didn't feel right to me. Parang alam mo yun, yung feeling ka, di ba, na parang, you're just going with, tawag nito? Going with the flow of everybody else, what everybody else is doing. Pero really deep inside, parang hindi naman siya nagre-resonate talaga sa'yo. Parang ganun siya. Anyway, back to your story. So, nung nag-graduate ka ng college, yun nga, sabi mo, you internship, tama ba? OJT?
Yes.
So you did that for a while, you didn't feel good about it. Ano yung tumatakbo sa isip mo na magiging career path mo talaga?
I didn't know. That was one of the biggest things that was causing me worry. Because I'm the kind of person, like my batchmates, I don't know if some of them are watching, can attest na 1 year before graduation, I was actually looking for work. Ganun ako ka-advanced mag-isip.
Okay.
So this is so out of character for me na prior to graduation, I just had this feeling na huwag kang mag-apply ng trabaho. And I'm like, are you sure? How am I gonna keep myself alive? But then I just stepped out in faith and like, okay, sige. Just, sige, I'll trust you.
And so, was that born out of, hindi naman necessity na kailangan mong trabaho, pero what was the driving force ika nga dun sa decision mo na yan?
Of wanting to work? Tama po ba?
Yeah.
Well, I've always been that kind of person na I liked doing a lot of things. I
Mhm.
liked it. I sometimes I identify by calling myself like a recovering workaholic. Nung
Okay.
college, marami akong orgs. Apart from, gusto ko mag part-time not because kailangan ko, pero I wanted that experience. I wanted to
Mhm.
learn because for me, the best way to learn something is to really experience it. So
Right.
that's
So
why.
immersion, kumbaga immersion ang
Yes.
gusto mong mangyari talaga. Okay.
Yes.
And soon after graduating, paano ka napadpad sa freelancing?
It was a few months of trying to sige, and it's an immense privilege of not feeling pressured na magkatrabaho agad ha. So I want to
Mhm.
like say that I am extremely privileged and I recognize that. So after a few months when sabi ko nga sige magpapahinga ako kasi baka napagod ako masyado nung college kasi ang dami kong ginawa.
Literally napagod ka.
Sabi ko, eventually there came a point na feeling ko ready na ako or kating-kati na akong may gawin ulit. And
Mhm.
then one of the rackets or sidelines I did as a student was content writing, blog writing, etc. So I saw an opportunity to do that and it's very flexible na
Mhm.
once a week lang ako nagte-turn in. Mabagal pa ako magsulat nun. Once a week lang
Right.
ako nag-turn in, etc. Siyempre hindi kalakihan, but it was a start. And sabi ko, I kind of like this arrangement. Pero nung time
Mhm.
na yun, prior to the tribe, I had no idea, like, the kind of mindset na, oh, dapat business owner pala, ganyan. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
yun.
So parang just like everybody else trying out alternatives to the regular jobs.
Yes.
Parang basta you were looking for something na walang masyadong pressure and yet still would still be able to provide kumbaga yung financial
Yes.
rewards of working.
Kumbaga parang half, like 1 foot forward pa lang. Hindi pa ako tumatalon sa bangin talaga. Sabi ko, sige,
Mhm.
let's play it safe. Let's
Okay.
whatever. Baka transition lang to into before corporate.
Mhm.
So, ayun.
Yeah.
And then
Maybe it's just a
nagtuloy-tuloy.
phase that you're going
Yes,
through, ika nga, parang
exactly.
ganon.
Maybe it's a
Okay.
phase.
Right, right. Now, let's fast forward kasi your entry into the tribe was through another program, tama ba? It's the
Yes.
30-day client getting blueprint.
Yep.
And marami dito, I'm sure, either sumubok ng client getting blueprint, which is a 30-day program, or yung more recently when we did the PFL, yung Premium Freelancer Launchpad, which was in a way similar to the 30-day client getting blueprint. Ikaw, anong experience mo when you tried that out? And before you answer that, paano ka muna, why did you decide to even try it?
Right. I was the kind of person na mahilig mag-research. Kasi nga, advance
Mhm.
ako mag-isip masyado all the time. So, freelancing, and I had no idea how to do it. So, join ako ng mga groups. So many
Right.
groups. All of the groups. Sobrang dami. And then, someone was asking, oh, ano pa yung mga freelancing groups na marirecommend nyo? And then,
Mhm.
someone mentioned nga yung kay John Pagulayan daw. Sabi ko, okay, like another group. So, someone recommended it. Total strangers. I just checked it out. Tapos, alam mo yung sobrang saktong-sakto ng timing. Kasi it was
Mhm.
that time na nag-offer si JTL nung 30-day client getting blueprint. And
Yeah.
it was like, tandang-tanda ko na 511 pesos siya.
Oo, kasi birthday offer niya yata yun eh.
Yes, oo. So,
Yeah, it
parang
was
last week of January.
right,
Tandang-tanda
right.
ko. Because it was
Oo.
life-changing, to say the least.
Oo. Okay, so you jumped in,
Yes,
500 plus pesos lang naman, very
exactly.
little commitment, ika nga financially. And ano experience mo sa loob when you were inside?
It was, it's so hard to like put it into one sentence.
Mhm.
Pero life-changing is not an exaggeration. One of the first things that came into mind is the mindset talaga really helped me out. Just the foundations.
Mhm.
Hindi ako nagka-client, which I'm sure we're gonna talk about later,
Yeah.
unfortunately. But nandun yung foundations, nandun yung community, number one, of
Mhm.
like super supportive people. The content was on point. I could resonate. Yung tipong sobrang sulit nung pera ko. Ganun yung na-feel ko and it made sense. JTL knew what he was talking about. I didn't even know who he was prior to it. Pero sabi ko, oh, this guy makes sense. Parang ganun. So sabi ko, sige, like, I'll trust him and try it out. And the exercises were really easy. So it didn't feel like nakaka-pressure. Which was nice as someone na, di ko pa sure, di ba? Kung gusto ko talaga to.
Tama. It's a good entry for somebody who wants to try it out. Yun nga, very little commitment on your part. Lalo na, mura lang siya. Was there anything, kumbaga, any principle, any lesson in particular that really stuck out? Na parang, you know, sabi mo nga, a lot of it made sense. Pero, is there anything na hanggang ngayon you could kind of attribute yung shift in your mindset? Meron bang anything that stands out, kumbaga, sa mga na-encounter mo during that program?
So many. Pero number one siguro yung freelancing is a business. It's not a job. Is number one. Yun talaga, complete 180 of like, oo nga no, sakto-sakto, I wanted to be a business owner. So, people were like, oh, mag-corporate ka muna so that you can experience it. In my head, at the back of my head, it's like, why don't I just have my own business and experience it agad-agad? Kasi nga, immersion, fastest way to learn. So, ayun, when I heard that, it just clicked. And then, bago pa magkalahati ng program, sinabi ko sa partner ko, sabi ko, I want to go all in this thing. Like, it feels like the right choice for me to just go all in ng freelancing talaga. Even while not getting a client, like people were getting clients left and right. It was like just
diba?
there.
I clearly actually remember that because I was part of that group
in
February. And alam mo naman, very well-known naman yung program, especially the 30-day client getting blueprint as far as helping people really get clients within 30 days. Because that's the whole premise of the program. Talagang to help you, kumbaga, the quickest way to get a client in 30 days or less. So left and right wins, di ba? Yung mga ganun. Pero we'll talk more about that experience na sinasabi mo nga na you weren't even able to get a client in that 30-day program. So,
and I did all the stuff. I did all the stuff.
Hindi ka nag-catch up nun like you were on like day by day talaga nagagawa mo siya.
Parang naka 22 out of 24 tasks ako. Tas almost exclusively lahat sila on time. Or humabol talaga ako. So, yun.
So, before we even talk about that, kagaya na sinabi ko kanina, no? Can you share with some of the people, I'm sure meron dito mga nasa 30-day client currently or maybe they've tried it before. As someone who's coming in, yung context ng pagpasok mo sa 30-day, yun nga, you were just trying things out. It wasn't even a sure decision for you just yet. I'm sure a lot of people are on the same boat sa ngayon, diba? What made you, bukod sa yun nga, you were really convinced because of the lessons, because of the things that JTL was teaching. What were there any other factors that made you decide na talagang I'm just gonna go all in?
A lot of it again has to do with like this feels right. A lot of times we feel like as someone with a scientific background, like we feel like emotions and feelings hindi yan dapat take into consideration. Pero now I'm starting to realize even emotions and feelings are data that we can use to decide because like we're human, so like it's okay. So for me, most of it is gut. It just felt right. I was really at peace with the decision and things were just lining up. Hindi, like, just feeling ko ito siya.
Yeah.
Rationally speaking, for me, it was like, again, place of privilege na walang pressure to like, kailangan mo ng corporate job because kailangan mong paaral and stuff. So, I was like, okay, let's do this thing and just try it out kasi it's here for a long time, right? Like, I want to do it long term. So, yun.
Wala rin bang pressure from peers from school? Syempre, everybody else was going to, finding a job. Right. Wala bang hey, Celz, kamusta na? Ganon. Saan ka na nag-work? Ganyan. Di ba? Kasi common yun eh.
Right.
For people who graduate, di ba? So,
a lot of it was self-pressure, actually. Like, maybe people were thinking, oh, pero they never said it to my face.
Okay.
Pero, a lot of it was just internalized. Like, uy, si ganito. Alam mo yung feeling na, I'm really happy for them. Pero yung
Mhm.
feeling na, uy, kailan kaya ako magkaka-breakthrough?
Oo.
May ganun eh. So, yun. Talaga may ganun.
In a way, it's similar. The feelings that people go through, the emotions rather, that people go through na yung ganung feeling ano na ba lahat kayo graduate na ng college and you see your peers and
Right.
they're all going off to their their really good jobs.
Yes.
Syempre ikaw ina-assume mo na magaganda na yung sinesweldo nila not knowing the reality of things. Tas ikaw ito, wala ka pa ring trabaho, mga ganun. And
Exactly.
there's parallels sa freelancing din, di ba?
Yep.
And let's talk about that now. Sabi mo nga, you were in the program, you see people winning left and right. Diba? Same emotions. Ikaw, you weren't able to get a client.
Yeah.
So, kung if you started off, sabi mo nga kanina, really, really convinced that this is something that's good for you. Paano nung natapos yung program tapos walang naging,
Right.
kumbaga, tangible result in the form of a client, kumbaga.
Right. I felt bad, pero not enough to make it myself feel like a failure. Kasi from the get-go, I came with the mindset na this is a long-term thing kasi this is a business nga, diba? So, I can't
parang
expect...
nothing to lose ka rin, ano?
Exactly. So, and
Right.
there were a lot of factors. Kasi nga, I did show up. Looking back, pero syempre ngayon ko lang nare-realize to. Looking back, the reason why is because I wasn't showing up enough. Parang I wasn't so convinced of the offer that I wanted to pursue because it was not productivity coaching.
Right. Saan ka ba nag-start, by the way, when you were in the program?
Mahilig kasi ako mag-invento ng sarili kong skill.
Okay.
So it was something for reaching out to YouTubers and helping them. I even forgot it na. Something about crafting their offer. It was way too early for me at that point in time. And I was not showing up nga kasi it just did not feel 100%. So parang I wasn't so guilty about it kasi parang you can't feel bad about it, Celz, because like it's not like you really showed up nang talagang gigil na gigil ka magka-client. So
right. Okay. Pero ngayon funny that you mentioned that parang has to do with helping people on YouTube with their offers or businesses with their offers. Kasi right now, I'm sure you know, meron tayong mga ibang tribe members na that's exactly what they're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Kumbaga, offer coaches sila parang ganon or they help out with the offers. Si Coach Mark Allen, I know, for a time did that. He was basically helping business owners craft the perfect offer, parang ganon. So, babalikan mo ba yung ganung offer, Celz?
Hindi na.
Hindi na? Okay. You've already found your blue ocean, ika nga.
Sort of. Not sure if ito yung ikigai or like talagang like forever. But for now, I know it's like the right stepping stone to who I'm supposed to become. So, yun.
So yun. So just like we said in the teaser, it wasn't exactly a kumbaga, you didn't exactly get the wins that you expected when you started off. And for a little time then, hindi dumating kaagad yung wins mo, tama ba?
Yes. Even while
after
inside
joining the tribe.
Yes.
How long did it take, Celz? Because you
get
joined what?
I joined June.
Oh, June na, okay.
2020. I got this first premium ko eh. First, may mga clients na before, pero the first premium one is, I guess na-finalize siya around March 2021. So,
okay.
9 months.
Matagal din
Yes.
Right, okay. So between you joining in June of 2020 to March 2021, like you said, you did get clients, pero hindi talaga yung tipong the way we defined premium clients sa loob ng tribe. Okay. Pero that was okay. Parang ikaw,
it was okay.
You're fine with that.
Yes. Yun nga, it's yung parang I had the patience and the privilege to wait for it. So, yun.
Okay. Well, funny that you mentioned that. I'm sure kanina pa napapansin siguro ng mga nanonood natin kasi you keep saying you had the privilege of,
Yes,
not being pressured and all. And not everybody rather has that luxury. Kagaya ng
exactly.
sinabi mo, 'di ba? Now, ito medyo curveball question kasi hindi mo
Game.
nga nadaanan eh. Pero
Sige, okay lang.
what do you think would be some of the things that would be helpful for someone, let's
Right.
just say, someone who's not exactly in the same boat that you were?
Yep.
Kumbaga parang they're in a bit of a hurry, sabihin na natin.
Yes.
Tapos they're in the tribe or they're in a program, kahit hindi man tribe yan, di ba? And they're expecting to get results right away pero hindi
Mm-mm.
dumarating. So let's talk a little bit about
Sige.
patience in the business space.
Game. I love
Ah,
that.
Okay. What can you say about that? Why is that so important? And kung minsan it seems like a contradicting principle or parang hindi siya, I forgot that term, but counterintuitive ika nga. 'Di ba? Na parang you're in a hurry, but you have to be patient. Can you
Right.
speak a little bit about that sa
Sige.
sarili mong pagkakaintindi kumbaga?
Okay. So the question is basically, being patient even while gigil ka na magkapera, like how
Exactly.
I would,
Exactly.
right? I would say the reason why even if gigil na gigil kayo, I would still advise you to be patient is because of the mentality, the kind of emotional energy that you bring out. This isn't some woo-woo thing, but it's really like there's this psychological thing, right? Like if kailangan mo ng pera, what do desperate sales people usually say? Or how do they usually approach you kapag, alam mo yun, nakakahalata kasi tayo eh.
Yeah.
Kapag desperado yung isang tao. And there are so
Exactly.
many things like floating in my head, like, oh yeah, naalala ko ito. No one likes that, diba? Like, if ikaw yung binibentahan, tapos it comes on like that, it just does not feel good. And you don't want that because you're doing business. And when you do business, it's always long-term thinking. Like, yes, I understand we have bills to pay, but it should never come across as, give me your money. Alam mo yun?
Right.
Parang naho-hold up ka. Like, that's just not, personally, it does not feel right. So
It's the same feeling pag may barkada ka na matagal na hindi kayo nag-usap. Tapos all of a sudden magme-message siya sa Facebook, no? Kamusta ka na,
kape daw
Celz?
kayo. Kape tayo.
Oo. Alam mo na yung kasunod eh. Di ba?
Oh my
Parang
gosh,
ganun siya.
na ganyan ako before. I genuinely, me being naive, I really thought like, oh, they just really wanted to catch up. I didn't mind. Like, it's not like pangit na yung impression ko sa kanya. Pero it made me like cautious, like, oh yeah, this might happen.
Kumbaga, knowing what you know now, kung alam mo lang,
Yes.
medyo, it's not a waste of time naman. I mean, especially if you're catching up with friends. Kaya lang biglang may bulaga factor na, ay, okay, may iaalok pala to.
Yeah, like
Parang
psychologically, it feels like hino-hostage ka. And the more that you do that, the less people will actually buy from you.
Right.
So
that makes so much sense.
Exactly. So how do you balance this whole, oh no, I have bills to pay, and at the same time, it's like, oh, like, how do I not come across as
Desperate.
desperate? Well, those are just one of the things na natutunan ko nga din sa tribe. But I guess my advice is you just have to, it's really simple. You just have to treat that person the way you want to be treated. So just sell to them. And if hindi, it's always, another thing I learned is this abundance mindset. It's okay to let go because alam mong may paparating. Even in the worst. I mean, it's not like I haven't experienced na sobrang git-git na, oh my gosh, yung pera ko, yung bank account ko sobrang konti na lang. Especially in college days. But there will always be provision. So you don't have to worry. You can let go of that worry and just, show up the way that you feel like you want to show up instead of how you think you should. Like, need to show up just to make that sale.
Kasi nga ako minsan parang forced yung forced yung
Yes.
actions.
And people can smell that a mile away, I
Right.
swear.
Oo. Lalo na pag ang nasa isip ko agad, initially pa lang,
Is
reaching out to
pera.
people is you're gonna sell them something or
It
you're gonna
does
offer
not
them something.
feel good.
Right. Another thing I want to ask you about, yung imposter syndrome.
Oh,
You went through it
yes.
yourself, di ba?
I'm going through it. I'm going through it.
Okay.
And yeah, best
And
friends
is
kami
that,
nun.
when you say that, do you subscribe to the idea that everybody goes through it all the time?
Yes. Um, I
Like even the
think
best of the best, kumbaga?
yes. I've
Okay.
seen it. I've seen it as well. My thinking is when you have that, it's a sign of growth. I've
Okay.
since learned to embrace it because I know even my idols go through it. And just knowing that gives me strength na hindi ako nag-iisa. I'm not a weirdo.
Mm-hmm.
It's really something. And I don't think it really goes away. Because when you go to the next level, it's a constant battle of,
Right.
you know, your mental strength na, okay,
Mm-hmm.
so now it's like, okay, I have imposter syndrome. Will I let this stop me? Alam mo yun? And now the answer is no. It's like, I just always say no. Yeah, I'm scared. And I think it's important to be honest and state na, kung takot ka, it's not a weak thing to say na takot ka. So now I just always say, yes, I'm scared, but I'll do it scared anyway. So like, okay lang. Parang ganun. And
Okay.
that brings back the power to you instead of giving into the fear. Right?
Mm.
So that's how I
Right.
deal with it.
So, since everybody is going through that, okay, sabi mo nga, do you have any tips, advice, bukod dun sa sinabi mo, no? Bukod dun sa mindset of, it's never gonna go away, so I might as well just face it and not even try to overcome it, diba?
Yep.
Parang, just let it stay there. I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing.
Yes.
Hayaan mo lang siya dyan.
Yes.
Do you have any other, tips, tricks that you can advise people who might be going through that stage?
Right. The imposter syndrome never goes away, but it's not like the imposter syndrome does not define who you are. It's what you do with that fear. That really makes or breaks the situation. So one of my mentors always tell me, fear is not the driver. Kumbaga, ikaw yung driver, nakikisakay lang siya. And so you have that power to like, okay, fear, sige, sakay ka muna konti. Pero pag sinabi kong bababa ka na. And that has helped me. Another tip is, yun nga, being able to extract that fear and know na the fear is not me. And so doing that, separating yourself from all these negative emotions allows me to be more objective about what I need to do. Kumbaga, since hindi ako yung fear ko, I can examine it na parang yung fear ko alien siya. So like, I'm just observing it. I'm not judging myself. I'm not like thinking bad about myself for feeling this way because it's okay to feel things. It's okay.
So kumbaga, you disassociate the feeling with your being. Parang
Yes.
ganon.
Yes.
Okay.
Kasi
And is that the same thing pag halimbawa naman kasi some people tend to get too cocky, di ba? Or overconfident naman. Does the same kind of concept apply na parang, oh, you can't be too cocky kasi in the same manner na yung fear, you can disassociate yourself with it. Dapat yung confidence or yung kumbaga yung pagiging cocky mo pag minsan.
right.
Di ba? You can kind of disassociate with that as well. Parang ganun ba yun?
Yeah, the roots are in Stoicism. I don't know if like anyone else is familiar with that, but
yeah,
I've
read a few.
You're right.
Oo.
So for me, I think I heard JTL say this one time na you're only as good as your last launch or your last output. And I like that because it, number one, keeps me humble na parang, yeah, you close this retainer, pero like, it's not alam mo yun, it's not
an indication of what's gonna happen next. Kumbaga.
What's more important, more than the actual like, okay, I closed this big thing. but the goal is to be consistent in it.
Mhm.
So it's always like keeps me on my toes and
Right.
keeps me improving talaga.
Mhm. So are you then a self or professed stoic since nabanggit mo?
Um,
Or you're trying it out?
there are a lot of overlaps kasi when with like stoicism and like when I try to study the Bible. So
Mhm.
I wouldn't say self-professed, but I'm interested in like reading more. So
Okay.
like I read stuff about it.
Right. Sa okay ka kwento si Celz, ang lalim ng mga usapan namin dito. Pero going back to, a little more of the conversations na medyo I'm sure a lot of the viewers are interested in. So, when you finally parang had your breakthrough, sabi mo nga it took about 9 months for you to finally get that first premium by definition ng Tribe premium client.
Yes.
Was it this Notion deal kaagad o hindi pa?
Yes, it was. Gulat din ako eh. Sabi ko,
Okay.
oo nga no. First premium client ko to.
Uh-huh. And the whole time between joining the Tribe to getting that $3,000 deal, monthly retainer with Notion, you were just a fan of the platform, tama ba?
Yes, I was. I am. I am. I'm a big fangirl.
Right. And kwento mo sa amin, when did it start? When did you first encounter yung Notion? And how did you
Okay.
fall in love with this platform?
Okay. So, first encounter ko was when the app was bago pa lang. I had a friend who was a friend of the founder or CEO. Basta she told me
Mhm.
to try it out kasi alam niya addict ako sa productivity apps. I tried so many. So, noong 2018, she said, oh, try mo to. Sabi ko, okay. Dinownload ko. And it was this
Mhm.
blank page no walang tutorial. And it's like, I have no idea how to use it. So I closed it and I never opened it again until until 2019. Mga October, November. Tanda ko yun eh. Because it just felt special that time na
Mhm.
sabi ko, yun nga, after college, tas parang wala akong direction sa buhay. Sabi ko, I'm gonna try it out because I saw a YouTube channel talking about it. Baka maayos niya yung buhay ko or whatever.
Mhm.
And then I got hooked as in when I saw the video, sabi ko, it suddenly made sense. So I spent the next 2 weeks just studying it. Kasi nga wala akong trabaho, dami-dami kong time, di ba? So,
Mhm.
and then suddenly, like I was a big, big, big fan. So, dun talaga, yung talagang, that app, I swear, this app has also helped me become so much more productive. I owe a
Mhm.
lot of like my productivity to this app. Not just because of the app, but like the concepts talaga that it
Mhm.
allowed me to learn. So, ayun.
Right. Nice. And then from then on, you fell in love with productivity
Yes.
and
Ah,
organization and all of that.
productivity and organization. College pa lang. Kasi the
Mhm.
story behind that was naging pabigat ako. As in, I was maybe some of you can relate. Yung tipong, it's not like sinasadya ako maging tamad, pero yung
Mhm.
escape mechanism ko kapag na-overwhelm ako sa to-do list ko is just to like run away and pretend na hindi nag-exist yung problema, which is
Mhm.
bad. And like what's worse is naapektuhan yung, syempre like group work yon and it felt so bad na I know I should be performing better, not
Mhm.
just for me, but for my group. And I couldn't because I was so overwhelmed. So I just procrastinated. And then after that, well, obviously, like I wasn't viewed favorably, and I totally
Mhm.
understand. But I wanted to make that change. Sabi ko, okay, I don't want to be that person anymore. So I read a lot of books, and then dun na talaga nag-start. So I read all the books. Ganun nga kasi ako, di ba, like a
Yeah.
research heavy person. So
Mhm.
dun nag-start.
Okay. Nice. Hey, before we go any further, marami rin nanonood today. Guys, like I said, you can ask questions kay Celz. If you want to
Yes.
ask any question, please go ahead and type them in the comment. But the other thing we want to tell you guys is if you're watching this for the first time, or even if it's not the first time, but you've been in the community, you've been watching the page for quite some time, and naririnig nyo naman lagi yung binabanggit namin yung tribe, di ba? Tribe is the flagship program of the freelance movement. This is where we help freelancers, aspiring freelancers, start and grow their freelance business. It is a paid program, yes. But the good news is open siya ngayon. Okay? Well, open na siya for quite some time. So you guys can actually join, or if you're interested in learning more about being part of the tribe, go ahead and just comment with the word tribe dito sa section or sa comment section natin, whether you're watching on the community, on the page, or even on YouTube, which is where we're streaming as well. Comment with the word tribe. We will have one of our success managers reach out to you in the next few hours para i-discuss sa inyo how you can possibly be part of our program. Okay, balik tayo dun sa kwento ni Celz. How did you get that deal with Notion?
Let's see. I think that let's try to recall the series of events. So
Uh-huh.
let's go back to the kwento na, okay, I started using it, etc. So I was this really, really big fan. I even like posted about it on my wall. Like you can
Mm-hmm.
search it. It was around like May or June. And then a lot of people who didn't know about it sa tribe and like the freelancing community is like, oh yan na to, ganyan, ganyan. So di ko
Mm-hmm.
alam. Like I thought it was such a, like, who would care about this kind of thing? But surprisingly, a lot of people. And then I found out na there was this thing called a Notion ambassador. It's this
Mm-hmm.
program. It's basically like, oh, if you're a big fan of Notion, you should try to apply for the program. And
Mm-hmm.
honestly, I joined just because I wanted to. Iba pa to sa official Notion consultants, which I'm
Okay.
applying for. But it's basically like, okay, kapag fan ka ng Notion, try mo mag-apply. So, parang kang
Mm-hmm.
brand ambassador. And so people were asking me like, okay, if Notion ambassador, what do you get? And I was like, I get stickers, I get merch, and
Okay.
and I get, like, we have this community sa Slack, so it's a separate community, and actually doon siya nag-start. So
Mm.
I was just there. Sometimes I comment sa Twitter or just wherever, like there's like this community on Notion. I just interact actually.
Mm-hmm.
And later we could, like, that's actually related to, I feel, how I got the thing. So
Yeah.
I was just there, I was just showing up. No expectations. I just really liked your product. So like, okay. And one of the community managers there, nag-set siya ng parang, oh, bago ako dito, you can book a call with
Mm-hmm.
me. I want to know how to serve you more, etc., etc. And I just showed up. I don't know why. I just showed up that time. Nagpakita ako. Nagkwentuhan lang kami.
Yeah.
No expectations. And then after a few weeks, someone reached out who is also part of the Notion team asking, are you interested in this project? We
Mm-hmm.
are looking for someone to train um, customer service agents for about like Notion, ganyan.
Mm-hmm.
And then, ang tanong ko pa is like, okay, how do I get the job? How do I get it? Like, how am I going to be the person na pipiliin nyo,
Yeah.
basically? And they said, actually, hindi naman to audition. We just
Mm-hmm.
want to know if G ka, basically. So
Mm.
sabi ko, okay, G ako. And so
Right.
I was set up to like another intro call sa parang head ng project na yon. And
Uh-huh.
then I asked again because I was like, huh? Like, totoo ba? Like, well, hindi ito job posting because it wasn't
Uh-huh.
posted anywhere. It was not.
Right.
They've just asked. Tapos nagsakto yung kinuwento ko sa community manager nila. Ang galing, no? Like, I just kinuwento ko lang na, oh, I did Notion workshops. Tapos yung
Mm-hmm.
exact kwento ko nung journey ko sa Notion, how I hated it, like, how I'm using it every day, kinuwento ko. And yun nga, nagdalawang Notion workshops ako prior to that call. And saktong-sakto, they were looking for someone like me who could teach.
Mm-hmm.
And yun, like, wala talagang super formal na, okay, nag-reach out, tas may
Yeah.
DC, but all the elements are actually there of CCPP, diba?
Mm-hmm.
So, yun.
So it was just merely, ayun nga, showing up to the community, trying to provide as
Exactly.
much value as you can.
Exactly.
All the same things that we're teaching sa loob ng tribe.
Mm-hmm.
Na it's always coming from a place of help rather than coming from a place of need, diba?
Yes.
And the whole time, I'm assuming yung nasa isip mo lang naman talaga was really to help the community.
Yeah, actually. Parang I would have never have dreamed of like, oh, may ganito pala. And then sakto. And they needed someone who was speaking Filipino. So sabi ko,
Oh,
yung tipong feeling mo talagang ginawa yung job
nag-align
para
yung
sa'yo.
stars, ano?
Sobra. As in,
Oo.
like, we need someone who spoke Filipino. We needed someone who, like, is a Notion ambassador na.
Mhm.
Pero yun nga, parang nag-align yung stars, but at the same time, lahat ng seeds na sinuo ko for all those 9 months na
Mhm.
feeling ko hindi ako nagkaka-client, yung sabi ko, bakit wala pang bunga? Yun pala, dahil wala pang bunga kasi yung ugat, dumadami pa. So,
Yeah.
plantita na ako now, so dami kong analogies. But it's basically like, when a plant, kapag nag-plant ka ng seeds, apparently, ang una niyang gagawin is, kailangan niya muna magka-roots, kailangan muna stable siya, kailangan strong yung foundation niya, bago siya mamunga, bago siya magkaroon ng maraming leaves, and then pag marami ng leaves, pag feeling niya okay yung environment, magkaka-fruits siya. And I feel like it's like the perfect analogy for me na all this time I was seeing people winning left and right. Yung mga kasabayan ko, 30 days, yung kasabayan ko sa tribe, yung mga tipong wala pang 1 week, ROI na sila. And those are amazing things. But it just was not my story. But I was just planting the seeds. Sige, fine. Let's just water. Let's just show up. And no expectations. I did not want to pressure anything, any opportunity. Sabi ko, sige, fine. Pero mag-show up tayo every day. So ayun, it was all of that work na establishing myself, giving back, giving value as a productivity coach, giving value as someone who likes Notion, teaching people about it. Because without all those prior experiences and without that prior like groundwork, I don't think I would have closed it.
Yeah. Actually, perfect naman yung analogy mo of planting a seed. In fact, one of the lessons that we have sa loob ng tribe is all about planting a seed. Kasi ganun nga talaga siya, di ba? I often tell people na, the things that we do here sa interview, often people see wins or yung mga fast wins or quick wins. And while they do happen sa loob ng tribe, they're the exception and they're not the norm. Okay? Of course, a huge percentage of us pa rin inside the tribe are actually kahit naman yung mga may mabibilis na wins that can be attributed to action that they took, diba, prior to getting those wins. So nothing surprising about that. Sometimes it takes a while, sometimes it's a little faster, depende rin siguro sa other factors, kumbaga. But definitely the good thing about what you're saying, Celz, is that if you plant a seed, sabi nga nila sa Tagalog, di ba? Pag meron kang tinanim, meron kang aanihin. It's pretty simple, and that's how the universe works, or that's how whatever you want to call it, karma, kung ano man yung tawag nila dyan. But that's really how things work. Now, syempre nakakatuwa nga, no? Kasi nga, you didn't even, kumbaga, wala ka namang effort to really impress the people.
Exactly.
In Notion. You were simply just happily sharing information, helping people out, trying to, kumbaga, show everybody how awesome this platform was, kumbaga, and really making sure that it was something of value to them as well. And that's really, I think, at the core of what we teach naman sa loob ng tribe din. Yun din naman yung gusto natin talaga na maintindihan ng maraming tao na, showing up and yun nga, delivering value to the people is really the best way to go rather than just trying to chase after clients. Diba?
Yes.
Anyway, that's super inspiring. Thank you for sharing that story, Celz. So,
thank you.
To the tune of, teka, if you don't mind sharing, although nakalagay naman sa ano natin, di ba? Sa teaser natin. So that deal is getting you what, 3,000 minimum at least per month? Kumbaga?
Set siya.
Set na siya, okay.
Sorry. Set
It's
rate
okay.
siya.
Uh-huh.
But the funny thing is, sila actually yung nag-set nun.
Okay.
Sila yung I was like overthinking and I was like making it super complicated. And at the end they were like, can we just do this? Like, let's set it at this rate per
Mhm.
month for like this kind of scope. So sabi ko, well, that's twice how I was envisioning it. So of course, yes, let's do the thing. That's
Anong curious tuloy ako, how many work hours are they requiring from you?
it's not really work hours eh. It's just per
Mhm.
output
It's
basis
output,
talaga.
okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
Pero you end up what? Spending how much time each month? Kumbaga. Just for context lang.
This
Roughly.
is less than 20.
Per month, ha?
Yeah. Kasi a lot of the things na tinuturo ko are things na, again, I learned nung that 2-week period na bago
Yeah.
ako sa Notion. So again, it was that amazing thing na, oh, ito yung tinanim ko before. Tapos now I'm reaping the benefits of like
Right.
doing that hard work now, before.
So parang you actually hit two birds with one stone. Kasi for one, you got noticed by the people at Notion. And number two, it made your job easier. Kasi,
Exactly.
you started way, way, way before they actually got you.
Yep.
So, and I'm assuming you're having the time of your life right now,
Fun.
doing this. Yes, okay. Baka exaggeration naman yung having the time of your life. Pero at least, di ba, being able to get paid that much on a monthly basis, with, I'm assuming, a lot of freedom on your part as well. Tama ba?
Yeah, like when I was doing this, I also had like I still have the freedom to take in more clients. So, alam mo yun, parang and or, technically I can stop working and like okay na. Pero it's just that having options is nice.
Exactly. And I'm assuming as well, as far as yung mga ginagawa mo rin for them, they've given you a little bit of liberty as far as structuring what you do. Ganun ba?
Yes.
Nice.
Sinet lang yung parang, okay, ito yung objectives. Actually, I was able to set my own objectives.
Okay.
So, ayun.
Galing,
hindi siya yung super monitored ka or anything, which is like, buti ganun yung culture rin nila doon. So, really nice experience.
Nice. Very nice. Thank you so much again, Celz. Super happy to see you after some time and to hear the story behind it. Of course, naririnig ko, nakikita ko sa Facebook and all of that, but to be able to hear it from you, yung pala yung story talaga. And congratulations
Thank
on
you.
that super big win. Kasi nga, not too many people get the job that they really want. Ika nga. Not that you wanted it, sabi mo nga. Pero, I mean, imagine being a super fan of this platform, this app, and sila pa mismo yung mag-reach out sa'yo para sabihin, hey, we want you to work with us. And we want you to be an official ambassador for our platform. So, not many people get to say that, ika nga. So, from the old ano tawag na to, procrastinating college student that you were, to the confused graduate, and then finally now to ang term nga namin sa'yo sa loob ng Tribe, you're the productivity queen.
Hindi ko alam yun.
Oo, yun ang tawag ng mga tao sa'yo. And I'm sure, and I know pala, sorry I know that you've also helped a lot of Tribe members as well.
Yes.
With yung organizing their lives,
actually,
their businesses.
That's actually one of the things I'm thankful for. Like being able to close this big client allows me to have the liberty to serve local freelancers talaga. And alam mo yun na hindi, ayoko mag-ask ng super duper premium because I understand, right? So, it's nice to be able to do that, and yung vision ko nga, I feel like you might have, not sure if you still remember that time last year when we were talking about visions with JPL. So
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, it's good to hear that you're on the you're on route to really achieving the kind of freelancing life that you want. Super happy for you, of course, Celz.
Thank you so much.
Anyway, for everybody, kung nagustuhan nyo yung interview natin tonight, you learned a lot. Medyo iba yung route na dinaanan ni Celz, but nonetheless, sabi nga namin sa tribe, the lifestyle, the kind of life is actually more important than the amount of money but still 3,000 a month is not bad. So, 'di ba? Still you hit both. But yeah, more than that, it's being able to be happy with what you're doing. Anyway, thank you everybody for watching tonight's interview. And like I said kanina, if you're interested in learning more about how to be part of the tribe, which is our flagship program, it is open right now. You can get the details simply by commenting with the word tribe dyan sa comment section natin. Whether you're watching this live or on replay, we will have one of our success managers reach out to you. Watch out lang dun sa message request folder niyo kasi kung minsan dun napupunta yung message nila. But be sure to reply to them. We'll give you all of the details that you need to know. And who knows, diba? Maybe in a week or two kayo na yung kasama namin sa tribe, and maybe in a few months, kayo naman yung interviewin dito sa live interviews natin. With that, thank you everybody. Thank you, Celz, again for your time and allowing us to interview. Thank you everybody who watched. Salamat kay Direk for always, being with us, helping us with everything that we need dito sa mga live interviews natin. We'll see you guys on Monday ulit kasi wala tayong Tribe Tambayan this Thursday. So, thank you again and we'll see you soon, guys. Bye.